Loxley is the kind of place you can drive through on your way to somewhere else and completely miss why people choose to live there. Maybe you're traveling south toward Gulf Shores. Maybe you're heading west toward Mobile, east toward Pensacola, or across Baldwin County towards Daphne and Fairhope. Then after making those drives a few times, you start to notice something. Loxley sits in the middle of a lot of places people regularly need or want to reach. This is the real story of Loxley. It is not trying to compete with Gulf Shores as a beach town. It does not have Fairhope's downtown lifestyle, Orange Beach's marina atmosphere, or Spanish Fort's major shopping corridors. Instead, Loxley offers a different trade-off. You can live somewhere more inland and less tourism focused while still having routes to several parts of the region. For some buyers, that's a smart compromise. For others, it means too much driving and fewer nearby activities and living in a city that is changing faster than they expected. So rather than giving you another generic list of reasons an area is great, I want to help you answer one practical question. Does Loxley make your normal week easier, or does it place you too far from the lifestyle you actually want? If this is your first time on the channel, I'm really glad you're here. I'm Miranda Baldridge with Advantage Real Estate, your local go-to realtor and community connector right here in Baldwin County, Alabama. I help people compare Loxley, Robertsdale, Foley, Fairhope, Daphne, Spanish Fort, Gulf Shores, Orange Beach, and all the surrounding communities. And that comparison matters because Loxley is easy to misunderstand. On a map, it looks like a convenient central point, but whether that location works in real life depends on where you work, where you run errands, how often you visit the beach, and how much driving you are comfortable doing. Let's begin with Loxley's biggest advantage. Loxley is positioned near Interstate 10 and Alabama Highway 59, runs through the city towards Foley, Gulf Shores, and Orange Beach. That gives Loxley a type of flexibility that some other Baldwin County locations don't offer. If you live near Gulf Shores, you have excellent access to the beach lifestyle, but Mobile and the I-10 corridor are further away. If you live near Spanish Fort, you're better positioned for Mobile, but the Gulf beaches become a much longer part of your day. Loxley sits between those lifestyles. That does not mean every destination is right around the corner. It means you're choosing a central home base rather than placing yourself at one end of the county. This can work well if your weekly life moves in several directions. Maybe work takes you towards Mobile, but you spend time in Foley. Maybe you want the beaches available without living in a tourism-driven community. Maybe you travel regularly and value access to I-10. The important thing is to test the location using your own routine. Do not settle for someone simply saying Loxley is close to everything. Put your actual destinations into a map and check the drive at the times you would normally travel. Loxley does not operate like Gulf Shores or Orange Beach. Your immediate environment is not centered around beachfront condos, vacation rentals, visitor seasons, and beach access. You may still experience regional traffic traveling south, especially along 59, but Loxley itself has more of an inland year-round rhythm. That can be appealing if you enjoy the coast, but do not want tourism shaping your immediate surrounding. You can visit the beaches, the restaurants, and attractions when you want them, then return to a community that feels separate from the main visitor areas. However, this only works if you are genuinely comfortable driving to the lifestyle you want. Some people love having separation from the beach activity. Others eventually discover that when every beach visit requires planning and driving, they don't go nearly as often as they imagine. That's one of the most honest questions to ask yourself before choosing Loxley. Do you want access to the coast, or do you want to live inside the coastal experience? Many buyers considering Loxley are looking for a full-time residence rather than a beachfront condo or a resort-style property. Depending on what is available when you search, you may find established homes, newer subdivisions, larger parcels, and properties that feel more inland and residential. But you should not assume that being inland automatically means every home is inexpensive, every lot is large, or every neighborhood offers the same experience. Loxley has been growing rapidly, and housing choices can vary based on location, construction age, lot size, community rules, and proximity to major roads. The potential advantage is not a guaranteed bargain. It is the opportunity to compare property types that may be harder to find in beach markets. Look at the complete picture: purchase price, insurance, commute, maintenance, HOA rules when applicable, utilities, and how frequently you will be driving to other communities. A lower listing price does not automatically create a lower cost or more convenient living. Because Loxley is often discussed in terms of location and transportation, people sometimes overlook the community itself. The city has parks, athletic fields, a civic center, a public library, local programming, and the annual Strawberry Festival. Loxley Municipal Park includes a walking trail, playground, pavilions, sports field, and an an amazing disc golf course. Those amenities do not transform Loxley into a major entertainment destination, but they matter when you're evaluating full-time life instead of simply studying a map. Loxley also officially became a city in 2022. That change reflects a community moving beyond the image of being a small town people pass through on Highway 59. But that growth also creates one of Loxley's biggest disadvantages. Loxley is not standing still. The U.S. Census Bureau estimated its population at 6,131 in July of 2025, compared with an April 2020 estimate base of 3,554. That is significant growth in a relatively short period of time. Growth can support more housing, businesses, services, and infrastructure investment, but it can also bring construction, changing traffic patterns, denser development in certain locations, and a city that may feel different several years from now. This is especially important if you're choosing Loxley because you believe it will remain exactly as it looks today. Before buying, look beyond the existing street. Ask what may be developed nearby. Review available zoning and future land use information. Pay attention to undeveloped parcels, proposed communities, road projects, and commercial activity. You're not only buying the house and the current view, you're buying into a growing section of Baldwin County. Loxley gives you routes to many places, but you still have to use those routes. You may have access to Foley, Mobile, Pensacola, the Eastern Shore, and the beaches, but your normal routine could still involve a meaningful amount of driving. Recent census estimates place the average journey to work for Loxley workers at just under 29 minutes. Your personal commute could be much shorter or considerably longer, depending on the exact home and the destination. This is why Loxley can look better on a regional map than it feels during a real weekday. If you frequently need Fairhope, downtown Mobile, Orange Beach, or another specific destination, drive that route before deciding. Try it during the hours that actually matter to you. A central location is valuable only when it is central to your life. Loxley has everyday businesses and services, but it does not offer the same concentration of restaurants, shops, entertainment, and waterfront activities found in larger or more tourism-focused communities. For a wider selection, you may regularly travel to Foley, Daphne, Spanish Fort, Fairhope, Mobile, or the beach towns. Some people see that as a reasonable trade-off for living somewhere less busy. Others eventually become frustrated that spontaneous plans often begin with getting into the car. Think about how you spend your free time now. Do you enjoy having many restaurants nearby? Do you want to walk around downtown? Do you attend events regularly? Do you want the beach or waterfront activities to be part of your normal week? If home life matters more and you're comfortable driving for additional options, Loxley may work well. If immediate convenience and entertainment are major priorities, it may feel limited. Loxley has residential neighborhoods, quiet roads, fields, and parks. It is also connected to agriculture, retail, manufacturing, warehousing, transportation, and logistics. That economic mix is part of the city's growth story, but it means some locations can feel more functional or commercially active than the small town picture a buyer may have imagined. This is why you should never judge Loxley from one listing, one neighborhood, or one drive down 59. Visit the exact area surrounding the property. Notice nearby land uses, road noise, commercial traffic, undeveloped parcels, and what the drive home actually feels like. Two properties with a Loxley address can offer very different surroundings and daily experiences. Loxley may be worth exploring if you want an inland, full-time, residential base, and your life moves between several parts of Baldwin County. It may fit if access to I-10 matters, if you want to reach the beaches without living in a beach town, or if your housing priorities differ from what the coastal condo markets usually offer. It may be less suitable if your ideal lifestyle depends on walking to restaurants, living minutes from the Gulf, having a strong downtown atmosphere, or avoiding regular driving. The biggest mistake would be choosing Loxley only because it appears central or because someone describes it as affordable. Choose it because the routes, property type, immediate surroundings, and weekly lifestyle genuinely work for you. Loxley's greatest strength and greatest weakness are closely connected. It is positioned between destinations rather than being the destination itself. That can provide flexibility, regional access, and separation from the busiest coastal areas. It can also mean more driving, fewer immediate amenities, and living in a city undergoing substantial change. So before moving to Loxley, do more than tour homes. Drive your commute, visit at different times of the day, compare the complete ownership costs, check what may be developed near the property, decide how frequently you realistically want to visit the beach, Fairhope, Mobile, or Pensacola. Then ask the question that matters most. Does Loxley make the life I actually live easier. And if you're comparing Loxley with Foley, Robertsdale, Fairhope, Daphne, Spanish Fort, Gulf Shores, Orange Beach, or anywhere else in Baldwin County, reach out anytime. I help relocation buyers understand these trade-offs before choosing a home, and all of my contact information is in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.